You've got acoustic. This new song is something else. I was not expecting it to sound like this.
Something human, you mean? No, it's good. Yeah, I kind of said I wanted to do something a bit more stripped back, like acoustic based, and so I thought I'd get the guitar out and give it a go. I'm not really a songwriter on the acoustic. I tend to write mainly on a piano or the electric guitar, like riff based or stuff like that.
I can't even remember the last Muse song that was acoustic. Can you?
We did a song on the first album called Unintended. That was back in '99.
So literally 20 years ago.
Maybe you weren't even born then. I don't.
I do. Oh, come on, you're too kind. No, I remember Unintended. I remember you around that time doing a lot of kind of sessions and stuff with the acoustics. But even since then, it's not really been something that you've returned to.
No, not at all. Because live, I just preferred riffing out and playing heavier stuff. And I don't think I've ever done anything with a finger-picking style either, this kind of almost folk sort of finger-picking thing.
Yeah, but it's dangerous though, isn't it? Because you could go down that route and it could end up like Free Love Freeway or something like that.
It is a slippery slope. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to slip down that road.
Yeah, it's an acoustic song, but at the same time we kind of sci-fi'd it up a great deal during the production and the recording.
Was that important to you? Because the previous two singles kind of sound classic Muse to me, and this one definitely is a step in another direction. Did you kind of want to break the mold a little bit?
I think, for me personally, it's just can I write a song on the acoustic guitar that I like, and that was it really. So I picked it up and it was the first thing that I wrote after finishing the Drones tour. It's a pretty simple sort of personal heart on sleeve song really about what it feels like to be a bit knackered on the road. But within our albums, there's always songs that are kind of, I'd say, you're right in saying there's there probably is a core sound that the band has or something, but on every album we've done, there's always been a few things that kind of veer quite far from that, whether it be on Resistance, we did a 10-minute kind of sort of symphonic kind of piano-based classical piece, do you know what I mean? Other albums we've done instrumental, electronic type things. We've gone to really hard metal at certain points. I don't think it's necessarily a surprise that we do that. I think it's kind of what we've always done,
So are you expecting fans to kind of be a bit shocked by this one?
Well, I'm getting used to the sort of the hardcore fan base being shocked by things all the time. I remember going back to the song Supermassive Black Hole, where we put that out after the Absolution album. The Absolution album was quite a rock album, and then we put out Supermassive Black Hole as the first song from the Black Holes album, and everyone thought we'd turned into Prince or something, or sort of turned into a pop funk band or something. I don't know. But then cut to 10 years later, it's one of the most popular tunes we have in the set list,
Put this song in context, because we dig down. I remember that you told me it was the last remnants of optimism. Thought Contagion was obviously completely down and out, everything kind of going crazy. Where is this song in the grand scheme of things? Because there is a narrative building here.
This is, I haven't really thought about whether there's a real fixed narrative on the album, but it's, I guess this is more of a personal tune. Yeah, it's not really, I'm not really thinking about the big picture or politics or anything like that. I'm just singing about personal feelings and relationships, and it's not very often I write songs like that, but yeah, this is definitely in that category. There's probably one every blue moon where I decide to open up and say, you know what, I'm a normal person with some normal feelings.
I want to play it now. More from Matt and Dom after this. This is brand new. It's on Apple Music. I'm here with Matt and Dom from Muse, speaking to us direct from the Beats One LA studio. I'm in London. It's good to connect with you guys again. We have to talk about this video, which is off the scale. It's the first of the three that you guys are actually in the whole way through, which is very, very interesting. Actually properly acting in it.
Properly acting. I wouldn't use that term properly.
It's definitely not.
Attempted acting.
Definitely GCSE based quality, or worse, I would have thought.
Can you give us the synopsis of what's happening in the video for people who haven't seen it?
Yeah, I get in a Lambo, speed off at 100 miles an hour, and Dom and Chris are caps, and they try and track me down.
Well, Chris is more of a kind of psycho monster hunter.
I turn into a werewolf whilst driving the Lambo at 200 miles an hour.
Who came up with this concept?
Me and Dom together came up with it. I think we're just kind of reconnecting with the films that we loved when we were growing up as kids. In the early 80s. So I guess this is like a cross between Cannonball Run and Teen Wolf, basically. Somewhere.
There's a bit of Mad Max on it, and then the Bill and Ted thing as well. That's surely a reference to Bill and Ted, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
the phone box.
Me and Chris turn up in a phone box, and get out.
Actually, on a serious note, in a kind of post-Stranger Things world, it is very now, isn't it? It's weird how it's come around again.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we're as we're coming into the age of virtual reality and all that stuff and simulation, we realise we can kind of sort of maybe live in any world we want to. Our imagination is the only limit. So, for us, it's a chance to just go back and relive some of those film dreams that we had growing up. So yeah.
And it's part of a trio. I mean, they all kind of correlate. You're building this world with the 3 videos. Lance has kind of directed all 3 of them. Have you already filmed the next one? Do you know where it's going to go?
I'm actually going to meet him today and talk about that. But we're going to stay with Lance for all the videos and keep within the style and stuff. You know, I want to do like a high school dance or something, like an 80s high school dance.
Really?
With some break dancing and BMX bandits and all sorts. Yeah.
So you already have another idea for the next video. Do you have an idea for which song it's going to be for?
Yeah, we do actually. Yeah.
The next song is completely different to this one.
We think it's going to be a song called Pressure. Yeah. So yeah, we're doing like 2 songs ahead of the album coming out. Yeah, Something Human being the softer side, if you like, and then. Right. And then we're going to do this song called Pressure just before the album comes out, which is going to be more like the sort of, more like the rock Muse, if you like, whatever that is.
And then album in November, but another song before that. So 2 more songs before the record comes out.
Yeah, if you count this one, yeah. And then and then the record will be out in November. And we're going to try and make a bunch of videos actually for a lot of the stuff. So, we just want to stay in this world for the whole album, basically, this visual stuff that we're doing.
Matt and Dom from Muse are here with us. Something Human just hit Apple Music. You just heard Thought Contagion. Let's talk albums. The last time you were in, back in February, you said you wanted to release a few standalone singles before releasing a collection of music. We're now at that period where it's been confirmed, November, new record, it's going to be out then, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we haven't finished it yet. So we're hoping to get everything done in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, basically, if we get it done, it'll be in time for the vinyl to get pressed. These weird deadlines.
I love the fact that you can make these totally out there videos and song concepts, and it just basically comes back to a dude and printing vinyl. Can we do it all the time?
That is the deadline these days. Yeah. But yeah, it's all going well. We've got about 11 tracks for the album. What I'm enjoying though is we're doing a bunch of extra tracks as well, like about 7 or 8 extra tracks, which are kind of like acoustic versions or alternative versions of some of the album tracks as well. So some of the songs you're going to see sort of 2 sides of the band. So for example, Dig Down, you've already heard that version, but on the album there's going to be like a sort of gospel choir version, acoustic type,
really?
Which is really cool. Yeah.
And we have 11 songs in total on the record. The record.
I think so. There's one that's not done yet. We hope it makes it, but we'll find out in the next if we can finish it in the next week or 2. Yeah.
How far off-piste compared to previous albums would you say this one is? Because we've now had, I guess, the 3 that we've heard. They're all going to be on the record, right?
They will, yeah.
So we've heard 3, one of which is very, very out there for you guys as a single, 2 of which I would say are, along the lines of what fans would know and love about Muse. Where else does it go?
I think this album's sounding just completely different from the last one. I think, Drones is very kind of a bit more straightforward basement rock style, which is where it kind of really originated from. And then I think this time we're just doing something completely different. So every song has a bit more of its own, I think, identity and character. And
the song Pressure that's coming out before the album, that's probably the most like, it sounds like what we do, what we're most known for, you know what I'm saying? But on the album there's a few other, definitely a few other curveballs on there. There's like there's a track on there that really does sound like, the soundtrack to Blade Runner or something, it's like sci-fi electronic EDM weirdness,
Is that Algorithm? You spoke about Algorithm last time.
Yeah. You remember? Oh, wow, look at that. Wow, look at that. Very good.
I'm trying to remember what you said about that. You said it kind of sounded like computer music through a romantic filter.
I managed to find a way to get classical piano on top of a kind of Blade Runner sci-fi EDM computer game, basically.
Wow.
There's definitely a few cool things on there. There's on the rest of the album, there's like tracks that are pretty. There's one like real heavy track, that Blockades track's pretty sort of sounds like Newborn or something.
Is there a song called Dark Side on it as well?
Oh, Dark Side, yeah, that's one of my favourite tunes actually. Yeah, I love that one.
What's your favourite tune on the album? Do you have one?
It's too early to say. I mean, I like Algorithm because it's pretty weird, you know what I mean? And I like weirdness.
Yeah.
But Dark Side is probably for me feels so us and so sort of it has a lot of connections to songs from the past. But I think it's the best version of a bunch of songs we've done in the past.
Mm. Yeah. When we talk about what's coming up over the next few months, November is the date that you guys have in your heads as, okay, this is when we want it out if the pressing people let us and if we finish writing the final song and recording it. There's no live dates on muse.com right now. Nothing on the website.
We've got no shows. We've got no shows planned for the rest of this year, but I'm sure we're going to do a few bits and pieces of some kind when the album comes out. But then what we're going to do is plan a big tour for next year. And we're going to try and find a way to translate this look that we're getting on the videos. We're going to try and find a way of getting that into the show, which could be fun, I
was going to say, how do you push things along when you're a band the size of you guys, when you have headlined Coachella and Glastonbury and played Wembley, and you can't really get much bigger than these places? How do you even approach a new tour?
Well, I've been told size isn't everything. You know, I hold on to that. So it's, I mean, I guess, well, for us, it's, you know,
it's more about how can I do this differently.
we explore, you know, so many different styles and so many different, you know, we integrate with technology as well. We love looking at whatever the new tech is that's out there, you know, so we look at reinventing in that way, you know, so you can see with the videos that we're doing and, you know, how that's going to translate to the show. I don't know yet, but it's going to be something, it's definitely going to be a new look. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be the way we've looked before. And I'm not talking about us, the way we look. I'm talking about the stage, the production, the, you know, whatever's going on stage as well.
Would you ever do something with VR? Because people are starting to float with that in a very, very serious way now. Bjork did an exhibition, but that was in an exhibition space.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like anyone has taken that world to huge stages yet. And I feel like there is potential and capacity for that.
Yeah, no, we'd love to. We're thinking of looking into doing something like that as well, actually, yeah. Like coming up with some kind of VR game that maybe has a relationship to the album and everything. That would be really cool.
It's great to have you guys back. Something Human is on Apple Music now. Muse are back November. That's the date. Thank you, guys.
Cool, man. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, cheers.